What's up, YouTube? It's the 8th of March, 2012, 6:20 p.m. Um, this video is about friends. I want to play this little clip from this song that you might have known from back in the day. TLC, what about your friends? Crazy. That's what it's supposed to be. Vision is Asian. Who you should trust or who you should let be. Act funny. What does that really mean? It's not about the money. Still down with me. What about your friends? They don't let you down. Mm, mm, mm. I was listening to that song today, and that made me think of one of my friends, who I'm not gonna name names. Now, I consider this girl to be my sister. Um, she was the godmother of my child. Yada yada yada. Now, in telling the whole story, that's gonna make me put some of my business out there, but I know what I did, and I want to stand up for it. So, okay. We met at MAPCO. That's where we used to work together. And at the time, I was kind of seeing somebody, but wasn't. It was what it was. I don't know. And I left town. And then I came back. And then I started dating the same person again, only to find out that she had fucked him. Now, his excuse was, you wasn't talking to me, you hated me, I had no clue that I was going to see you again, let alone get back together. Okay, that's a man being a man, whatever. Or should I say a dog being a dog? Her excuse was, I was drinking. If you're a real friend of mine, you shouldn't have put yourself in a position to be with somebody that I was with. Because it wasn't even the fact that I used to date him, it's the fact that you being the godmother of my child, and he, at the time, was a candidate for being the baby daddy, you shouldn't have went there. Because the whole story was, my baby daddy's name is Willie. The other dude, I'm going to just say dude. I was with Willie. Me and him had a falling out. I found out that he was still technically married. Whole story there. But they've been separated for 10 years, yada yada. Why don't y'all just get a divorce? I don't know. And his wife came up to my job to try to fight me. Now, at the time when I was pregnant, I think I was 26, 27, 20, whatever, one of them. She's in her 40s. Back up. So, that went down. I broke up with him. I told him I didn't need no drama. I got with dude. Because he was a shoulder to lean on. And I guess I leaned a little far, ended up in bed, whatever. So, he was a shoulder to lean on, and I found out that he was messing around or trying to with somebody else who I thought was a friend. So I was like, you just as bad. Got back with Willie a couple of weeks later, found out I was pregnant. So both of them knew about each other. I don't believe in hiding. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. It's a possibility. One of the two. Now, when my so-called sister, godmother of my child, messed around with this dude, we hadn't gotten the paternity test yet. done yet. Luckily, it came back that he wasn't the father. But the point is, if you are a friend, why would you do that to me? And the way she told me that it went down, because I had asked her, because you get to a point as a woman, you don't really expect the man to tell the truth, but this is your friend staring you in the face every day. I had asked her if anything ever happened, and she always told me no. And then it went to, we made out to, yeah, we fucked. But the way she told me is she was mad at me because this was the time when my son was in the hospital in his coma. And this is her godson, remind you. And she was dealing with some other little low life bum that she always chooses to mess with. And he was treating her bad, left her stuck with some bills, moved back in with his mama, yada yada. And she driving back and forth between Memphis and Mississippi to see him. And I'm at the hospital with my son. I don't even think she made it up there, maybe one time. But she called me and she was like, I need some money to go see yada yada. And I'm like, you haven't even come downtown in the city you lived in to come see your godson. But you want me to give you a couple dollars to put gas in your car to go chase after this dude who done left bruises upside your head and broke out your car mirror and all that crap. And she doesn't like when the truth is thrown in her face. Most people are like that because I don't like that either. But that's when she gonna tell me, well, why you sitting here judging me? Why don't you ask so and so what we did and da 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 da. Okay. So I went to him and I asked him, did y'all do to do? And he was like, yeah. He was like, but I thought you knew that because you said she said. That's where a whole bunch of friendships get messed up with the he said she said that we have fooled around. I'm like, when I think of fool around, maybe I'm old school. When I think fool around, I'm thinking kissing. But I guess fool around means doing to do. I don't know. So, you know, me and him was done. Me and her was done. We didn't talk for a while after that. So, I think out the blue, she just texted or called me. And, like, we've only been talking now for a few months. And, it's like when I brought that to her attention, she apologized, but I never did feel it was sincere. Now, I went on this whole adoption thing, trip. I've been stressing out over that, yada, yada, yada. The day I got back into town, no, before I left, she was supposed to take me to go get the rental car because the place where I rented it from wouldn't let you leave your personal car on the property. So I had to find a way to go get the car and then drive my car back along with the rental car. So she was going to take me, drop me off, and that was going to be that, and then she was going to pick me up. Funny how she didn't call the day she was supposed to. And when she did, she called the next day when I was already in Oklahoma. And I'm like, I'm already here. So, whatever. Because she knew this was a big deal. She knew what day it was. She said she got the days mixed up. Okay, whatever. Then I get back in town. I've already been on the road for, it's a 600-mile drive. Been on the road for 8, 9 hours. I'm tired. I want to lay down. She texts me. And I'm like, I'm in town. And she was like, well, call me. And I said, I don't really feel like talking right now. I just got done driving 600 miles. Not to mention that I had a little run in with the cops. I didn't get a ticket. I mentioned on my way out there. So, um, I don't feel like talking right now. I'm tired. She was like, fine, you always acting funky and you never want to talk. I'm here for you when you want to talk. Do I need to remind you about the shit that you've done to me in my past and how many times I'm there for you? You've never done me any favor, sweetie. Don't, When I tried to get this apartment, it was supposed to be me, my son, and her. We were going to be roommates. I get holed up in getting an apartment because her credit check come back bad, which is costing me more money. Because at the time, I broke up my baby daddy, and I'm staying at the hotel, and I'm coming out of pocket for a hotel room every night while they trying to figure out what's up with her background check. Dude, What favors? You slept with somebody who could have possibly been my son's father. You got an attitude. You got a mouth on you. Um, every time I don't text you or call you back when you feel like you want to talk, I got an attitude. I just got done driving. I just met my biological mom. I ain't got time for your bullshit. I suppose if I was still in my 20s and I didn't have any real responsibilities, if I didn't have a child, and if I always had my own place and managed to screw it up and always had the knowledge that I could run back to mommy and daddy to live with them, then I suppose I'd be like that too. But as a real woman, and I say real woman because I'm 30. It doesn't really have to do about the age. I'm a mother. I'm a student. I'm not working right now, but I've been working most of my life. I support myself and I support my son. I can't run back to my mom and dad's house. I think if things got super, super bad, I probably could, but I just can't be like, I'm moving back in because I don't feel like being an adult and I can't stand on my own 2 feet. I have been homeless. I have stayed in shelters. I have stayed in abandoned houses. I have slept in cars overnight. I think more or less that has to do with my pride. I refuse to go back to my mama's house at this age. Mm. None of that has happened since I've had my son. This was when I was younger and I was kind of wilding out. Those were the choices I made. So, okay. But I say this to point out, what about your friends? I'm feeling like since I'm about to be 31, I need to redirect a lot of my energy, reevaluate a lot of my friendships. I need to downgrade my so-called friends to associates because that's really what they are. I associate with you when I feel like it. I have very few friends. I have one good friend, Larissa. Hey, me and her have been friends since '99. Met at school. Here it is, 2012. Now I admit on my end, I'm bad about calling. I do. I'm bad about emailing, texting, whatever. But if I call her, I don't speak to this chick sometimes for a few months in between, but if I call her, it's like we picked up where we left off. I could talk to her about anything. She gives me advice, I give her advice. And I know if I really needed something, she'd be there for me. Like, this is the type of chick when I was pregnant and I was telling her, you're going to be the baby my godmom or whatever. She was like, okay. She took that stuff seriously. Like, okay, godmother. So this means you already have it written down if something happens to you that I'm responsible. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I didn't really even know that's what the godmom was supposed to do. If something happens to you, they step in as a parent, legally speaking. And I'm like, no. She's like, oh. So I'm like, whatever. But, that's my friend. I call her my best friend. We don't hang out. We don't see each other. She was living in Arizona. That's where I finished my high school at. Now she's in Texas and I'm in Tennessee. So we haven't seen each other in years. We talk every couple of months, but she is a friend. The other one, I don't know what she is. I'm not even gonna call her an associate because some people you just need to get rid of. So, on my own advice, after I get done with this video, I'm gonna delete the number out of my phone, take it off my Facebook because extra drama is not needed at this age or at any age, and I'm done with that. Now, on to something else. I'm gonna do another video. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna have this cap off my head because I mixed together a product and I guess I'm going to showcase the results. Um, and then I'm going to talk about hair, obviously, and about getting back on track. So, stay tuned.